Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Prairie Grove Tiger Field for tonight's game between the Prairie Grove Tigers and the Gentry Pioneers. As you look on the field, we are celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month at this time. The Gentry Pioneers are playing their alma mater. And Zach, while that's going on, let's just chat a little bit about tonight's game. I'm Lynn Gregson, alongside of me, Zach Arns. Welcome back, Zach, after a week absence and enjoying
a well-deserved vacation, I think.
Enjoying South Bend, Indiana, and a victory for the team that you were rooting for.
That is true. The Fighting Irish now 7-0. We'll see how long that lasts. But
well, let's talk a little bit about this game. Another team that is sitting at 7-0, the Prairie Grove Tigers. Let's talk about them, and they are definitely in the driver's seat now to win the conference.
Yeah, I got our crack research staff together, me, and got to work a little bit. We've talked all year about the defense and how well the defense is playing. It's not just playing good for a Prairie Grove defense. It's not playing good for a 1-4A defense. It's historically good as far as the state of Arkansas goes. Just for reference sake, the 1970 Cabot, I believe they're the Panthers, had the fewest points given up in one season was 7. That's pretty darn good. Second on that list was Jonesboro in 1976. They gave up 14 points. And sitting third right now are the 2012 Prairie Grove Tigers with just 29 points given up. They are on a pace right now. They should, unless something just completely falls apart, they should finish with the third fewest points given up in state history. They started the year with an 11-quarter scoreless streak. They're currently on a 13-quarter scoreless streak with a realistic chance to make it 17 tonight. Some of the numbers are absolutely mind-boggling. The defense has pitched 5 shutouts this year. 5 shutouts in 7 games.
And that includes the only 2 points.
The 2 points, right? I'm not including that. The defense has shut their opponents out in 5 games. They're averaging points against 4.1. It's hard to lose a lot of football games when you're giving up 4.1. They've allowed 1 rushing touchdown this season. 1. They've rushed themselves for 27.
And if I'm not mistaken, that rushing touchdown was against Farmington.
It was I guess the second offensive play against Farmington was the last time they gave up a rushing touchdown. They're plus 11 in turnover margin. Found out today that John Halbert's currently leading the state in interceptions.
And he has how many?
He has 8.
8
interceptions. The defense is ranked 3rd in the state. This is all classifications with 144 yards gained against.
With those 8, where does that stand in the Arkansas history book?
He's getting there. He's not in the top 10, but if he can pick off another 4 tonight, the state record is 15.
Wow.
So he's better than halfway there. Just a couple other numbers. I mean, as we crunch the numbers, I mean, it's just absolutely mind-boggling what the defense has done. Opposing quarterbacks complete 41% of their passes.
If you look out there, there is the balloon celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And, Zach, I believe they're getting ready for the national anthem. Guys, go to the flag. That was the Prairie Grove Tiger Band as they played the national anthem. And Zach, want to remind everyone to go to pgtigersonline.com to the comments page. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. Last week, Zach and P. Ridge, we set some record numbers for our webcast, exceeding our regular season our regular season record by about almost 200. So we had a.
So you're saying I had something to do with
No,
that?
I don't think I
it's
had
cool. No, I get it. No, that's fine.
They heard you were gone, Zach. No,
Yeah, they figured,
seriously, no, Zach. It was great. I think a lot of it had to do with two undefeated teams playing for a, really
the game of the week turned into a blowout of the week, didn't it?
And I'll tell you, Zach, you had an opportunity to go back and watch the film, and that game was incredible in the first half. I mean, both teams had opportunities to score in the first half. Both came up empty-handed, and then Prairie Grove got on a roll. And it just kept going.
You could see it coming. I mean, Pea Ridge was going to have to play very well. They're going to have to bring their A-plus game, and Prairie Grove was going to have to bring their game down to maybe a B-plus for it to be a back-and-forth kind of game. And Prairie Grove brought their A game, and they took care of business there in the second half. And, when you – can I just say something? For those watching around the state, any coaches that might, look at this tape later on, stop throwing at John Halbert. Okay, just stop. It doesn't work. Just stop doing it.
Well, Zach, as I look out on the field, and I don't know if it's on the camera at this time, but our captains tonight, number 2, Colby Elkins, number 1, Dylan Reed, number 23 is sophomore Bobby Catt, and number 83, the kicker, and also wide receiver at times, Landon Allen. And Landon barely missed a 42-yarder last week, but he is kicking the ball really well. Zach, we still have time. Let's talk a little bit more about some of these stats.
It's incredible. I mean, these are video game type numbers for defensive numbers. Prairie Grove's given up 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, their interception to touchdown ratio, 16 interceptions, 3 touchdown passes.
Wow, unbelievable.
The teams average 3.3 per pass attempt. It's just mind-boggling the numbers that they're giving up. 93 yards per game on the ground, 2.9 per carry. So you calculate that out, how many carries somebody has to get to 93 yards. It's staggering. But I guess the number maybe that kind of jumped out at me, and it's a number that's sort of has come through from last year. Out of the gates in the third quarter, Prairie Grove's outscored their opponents 101-8. Finished 101-8. They've outscored their opponents in the second half 152-14.
Wow.
First half numbers, my math isn't as good as it used to be, but 127-15 in the first half. This isn't a defense that's bend but don't break. They're not relying on tricks or anything like this. This is a shut you down, punch you in the mouth defense. And I'm telling you right now, I had a chance to really go back and watch the game last week. Pea Ridge has a good offensive line, and they couldn't handle Prairie Grove for 4 quarters. I mentioned to somebody on the way in today, we were having a debate over who exactly is the most valuable player, because there are a lot of players on that defense that are very key to what they do. You could say John Halbert, Jacob Call, but in my mind, Jared Murphy's the most valuable player in the defense because he occupies 3 blockers on every play. And if you don't block him with 3, your quarterback's in trouble.
Right, absolutely.
A lot of trouble.
Well, as we look at the captains, we told you our captains tonight, Colby Elkins, Dylan Reed, Bobby Catt, and Landon Allen. For the Gentry Pioneers, number 1, Tucker Willett, number 7, A.J. Beach, and number 21, Bobby.
We'll go with Montez.
Bobby Montez. So those are our captains for tonight, and
one other thing that we've talked about now for what are we into our 20-something game. We talked about third down conversions, Prairie Grove, up to 50% on the year.
Wow, and that's been
their Achilles heel.
And the other Achilles heel I'd like to watch tonight is the kickoff, the coverage on the kickoff. That's not been
hasn't been spectacular.
But we're picking and nitpicking now because they've been so successful during the year.
You're giving up 4.1 per game. I mean, we have to pick on something.
Noticing tonight that the Prairie Grove players wearing pink socks again in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Gentry comes in 2-6 on the year. I guess mathematically still eligible for the playoffs, but what it comes down to for Prairie Grove tonight, win tonight, the conference is yours. We'll deal with next week, because there are a lot of things you need to talk about next week. Do you play people? Do you not play people? But if you win tonight, it's over. You've got the 1-4A, you've got the 1 seed, and guaranteed 2 home games.
Well, I think the other piece of this is that as you look at the rest of the conference tonight, we have a big game
right up the road
with the Farmington and Pea Ridge. Should Pea Ridge win that game, they're going to be in a good position to probably finish second.
Who you got in that one? Farmington got shellacked last week.
Uncharacteristically as well, I would think.
One other thing that just sort of jumped out at me when I was crunching all these numbers this week. Ozark's given up 69 points on the year. 30 of those came against Prairie Grove.
So
that gives you an idea of the distance between Prairie Grove and the rest of the 1-4A.
Right. Well, I think what we'll see tonight as well in the other conference matchups, that's the key, because if Farmington wins, now you've thrown it into a three-way tie for second. Much like last year, the seeding becomes
and Prairie Grove's way above the fray in that.
There's some better seedings than others whenever you look at that in the rest of the conference.
If you're the 2 and 4, you've got a nice, easy draw. If you're the 1 and 3,
which we're going to be one, probably, assuming we don't totally collapse. So looks like I did not catch as we were sitting there talking.
Prairie Grove won the toss. They deferred.
So Prairie Grove is going to kick to start the ball game tonight.
You want to see him. I think we talked about this last year when we went up to Gentry. You just want to see him come out, play sharp, and get on a roll early. And they did that last year. They won the game 42-0. You really want to see him come out, be sharp. Maybe get some of the younger guys in here, but don't give up any points. I really like that 29 number.
Well, I think the thing tonight is you want to stay consistent. You want to stay sharp. You don't want complacency. It's like, we've beaten what was considered the tougher part of our schedule. You can't take anyone lightly. You always have to prepare, be sharp. But you want to jump on them quick tonight, get that lead.
Right. It should be a fun night. I'm glad to be back. Kind of missed it.
And
no, I didn't. No, I
didn't. You had to definitely enjoy the company.
Oh man, we had a ball. We had a ball all the way up.
Well, let's check our PGTigersOnline.com and see who we've got out there tonight.
Man, we got a couple of extra bells and whistles we're going to try out here tonight. We got a little sideline camera we're going to try later on.
Your travel partner makes a good point as we talk about kickoffs. He said when you kick off that many times, the opportunity to give up yards goes up.
That's a fair point. That's a very fair point.
Also want to know Luke Johnson's sister's at home tonight. He had an ACL reconstruction Wednesday from an injury, and the Ozark game should be back on the sideline with the team next week.
That's kind of an underrated point that they're missing their starting defensive end, and they're still shutting people out.
Also, pregame shout out to Weston, JD, John, Dalton, and Cooper, and that's Jonathan Andrew Halbert, 7 picks tonight.
Yeah, why not? 7 picks gets you the state record.
And Marianne also there, and we have Merlin and Patsy Elder, and that's it. And let's see, we start the game with a kick.
There it is.
It's number 25, Colby Bryant.
Yeah, I see John Halbert's covering kicks now.
Colby Bryant on the return. He's going to get it just about to the 21-yard line, and that's where Gentry start off.
And away we go. Gentry's had some trouble scoring some points. It'll be interesting if they can hold out. How aggressive is Prairie Grove? They're gonna run the pistol. They're gonna run some spread. They're gonna wing it around a little bit.
Well, they got trips to the right. Quarterback for the Pioneers, number 22, Jared Cousins. Cousins is a really good athlete, Zach.
Not sure what the holdup is here. Got a chain gang issue. Uh-oh. Looks like we're replacing the chains. I've never seen that before.
That's interesting.
I've been watching football for 20-something years. I've never seen that before.
Looks like tonight we have a sideline camera tonight. We're going to go to that right now, and we may switch back and forth for those watching. We're trying some new stuff, and hopefully
we got all sorts of toys now.
Yeah.
Okay, don't throw it at 4. Just a little coaching tip.
Cousins in the shotgun.
Yeah, they're already creating confusion.
What's going on? Boy, 5 seconds left on the play
clock. They're switching the plays around, switching the protection, and here they come.
Cousin, it's a straight run all the way. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield, tackled, brought down. Murphy was in there. Dalton Falk was in there.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time trying to figure out the protection, and it just doesn't matter. You're gonna have to get the ball out quick. They're not gonna be able to block Jared for a 3 or 4 count. It's got to be 1, 2, and the ball's got to be gone.
Loss of about 3 yards on the play.
Yep, he's changing the protections again.
Now Cousins looking over to his left. He's going to tuck, run, and he's going to be tackled right about the line of scrimmage. Initial hit by Nick Sugg, and then come in there to clean up. Looks like Jared Murphy and Jacob Call both in to help out on the tackle.
I like the idea. You change the play, change the protections, but then you get into that paralysis by analysis. Sometimes, as my favorite head coach says, you just call it and haul it.
Maybe a yard gain on the play there for Cousins. Going to bring up 3rd down and 12. And
here comes Dalton. Here they come.
And he's changing, taking their time.
Here they come.
And now high snap. Cousins gets it, throws. It's
No,
low. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for number 12, Stone Falkenberry. Halbert on the coverage, and now that's going to bring up punting down for the Pioneers. 10 minutes and 13 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Punting, number 20, is Dustin Stolfett.
Good kick.
And a fair catch call by Halbert. Probably good job there by Halbert. Colby Bryant was right there in front of him.
Who's the punter on that one?
Dustin Stoufflet.
It's a dish, not a name. Well, now we get to turn it over to the offense here and see what
defense did their normal job there, and
it's almost becoming routine. 3 and outs. And, I know Dayton Wynn last week ran for over 100, but it just you throw in all the sacks and things, it just didn't quite seem that way, did it?
And now there's Cooper Winters on the first play.
Nice,
He's got
nice.
Halbert. Oh, John Halbert drops it at the 21. Oh,
you know what? We'll give him that one. Boy, he was too wide open. Man, they had that whole had everybody sucked in. Halbert just ran right past. And and for Cooper, that's a perfect pass. You put it right on him.
He did, and on the money that time for Winters, and I was getting ready to give Halbert 6, and he just didn't quite hang on to that one. Second down and 10.
Dylan Reed's down here by himself.
Now right up the middle, that's Weston Bartholomew. Bartholomew runs hard. He's going to pick up about 7 yards to the 40-yard line. Stoufflet with the stop. You're going to have a hard time with that name,
I'm going to struggle with that one.
3rd down and 3 for the Tigers. Ball at the 40. And there's Bartholomew again. Ooh, he's going to be a little short. He picked up a couple. I'm going to say he got down to the 38. It's going to be 4th down and 1. A long one.
What do you say? Go for it?
Oh, absolutely. Unless you want to stick Landon Allen out there for a 55-yarder.
Yeah, why not? What's the school record, 42? It's a good breeze blowing. It's kind of cold tonight.
On 4th down, the Tigers are going to go for the
Weston
shotgun.
Weston here in the slot. Yep, J.D. Speed.
J.D. Speed, he's hit. I don't think he's going to. J.D. Speed did not make it. And give the Pioneers a little credit for the stop there.
You know what? They came to play. They get helmets and cleats too.
Alec Nelson on the stop, and so you got to give some credit there to the Pioneers.
Yeah, they get helmets, cleats, and uniforms too. They want to win. It's Prairie Grove's just got to. They got to sharpen up a little bit on the offensive side of things. It's a good call. I mean, that play's worked all year long. Just didn't seal the end.
Like a little slow developing. Not quite as at the normal crispness that we're used to seeing. Cousins again in the shotgun. Back there with him is A.J. Beach. Beach is going to get the carry. He's going to pick up 3, maybe 4 yards. Nick Sugg. Brandon Nodier also helping out. I said he picked up 3 or 4. Looks like he's going to get about 5 yards there,
Zach.
Zach.
5 on that one. It was a good run. Good, tough run.
2nd down and 5 for the Pioneers. Open and a nice completion, a 1st down, the first one of the ball game for either team. Bryan on the reception. Bobby Cat on the covers. He knocks him out of bounds, but not before the Pioneers get into Prairie Grove territory at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is what Gentry's done all year long, but they sure are taking a look at what Prairie Grove's doing, seeing if they'll tip their hand on the blitz, and they're changing protections, changing plays. And you don't see a lot of that at the high school level.
Well, they switched up their offense. Now they have 2 receivers to both sides, one wide and then one in the slot. Again, another give to Beach. Beach breaks a couple tackles. Beach is in the open. And finally brought down by Creighton Ledbetter and Bobby Cat, but Beach gets down to about the 29-yard line of Prairie Grove, and no one told Gentry that
yeah, they came to play. That's for darn sure. But this is where Prairie Grove has stiffened. You know, the defense isn't perfect. They're pretty darn good, but they're not perfect. And you know, they just need to dial up the intensity a little bit. Maybe come after them a little bit more. But as Gentry spreads them out, it limits what you can do with the blitz package.
So Gentry 1st down at the 29, and now they're looking another quick out, complete to Bryant. He's going to go out, picks up about 5 yards. That looks like Logan Bartholomew on the coverage, but
now they're going to speed it up a little bit.
Well, you know, they're taking what Prairie Grove's giving them right now.
Those
That's a
little
quick
outs.
pass. Have trips to the right this time. Cousins, not a bad. He is a really good athlete. He's moving Beach all around there in the backfield, though.
No, that's an adjustment in the protection to the overload on Prairie Grove. Look
and
out! Look out!
And
there he
Falk.
is.
Dalton Falk sacks Cousins back at the 35-yard line. He never saw him, Zach.
No,
never felt him.
You know, he
never
tried to
felt
adjust he tried to move Beach to the side, you know, to the strong side, so he could get some extra protection out there. He never moved him.
That's a big play.
That's a big loss.
Yeah, because they had driven on 3 straight plays, gotten really good yards. Were being very methodical in the way in which they were bringing the ball downfield.
What their kicking situation is like, but you got to get at least half of this back.
Well, they're putting some pressure, a little screen.
Yeah, I guess so.
And they're waiting on the screen is Nick Sugg. Receiver John Brown, and Sugg was waiting there. You know, Sugg would have taken 2 steps forward there. He may have walked for about 65 yards there.
Yeah, well, he definitely gets his athletic ability from his mother.
4th down, and it looks like the Pioneers being at the 33, they're going to go for it.
In this situation, I almost say you pooch punt it. 15's a lot to pick up against this defense.
Well, he's back to pass. He's looking. He's got pressure. He's going deep.
Deep.
And it's going to be
incomplete.
And so the Tigers will take over 1st down and 10.
You know, a pooch punt there, I mean, worst thing you do is you give Prairie Grove the ball at the 20-yard line. Yeah, see, I like the pooch punt there. See if you can pin them a little further back. Then now you're giving Prairie Grove the ball at the 34-yard line. And by the way, just again, the crack research staff that we have can tell you that Prairie Grove's offense is actually better this year than it was last year. Yards gained, points allowed, fewer turnovers this year. It's I guess it helps when you're only giving up 4 points a game.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. And now Cooper Winters on a keeper. Cooper hit. He's going to pick up about 5-6 yards on the play. No, actually, Coop's going to get about 6 yards. We're down almost halfway through the first quarter. No score yet. Prairie Grove's yet to get a first down. Gentry with a couple. And now
Logan split out here. That's new.
Now handoff. That is Weston.
You know I like this.
And there's
there
Weston.
He goes.
Bartholomew over the 50 to about the 46-yard line.
Yeah.
He's brought down by Dustin Stoufflet.
You ever see the movie Top Secret with Val Kilmer?
No, I have not.
Really early '80s movie. Kind of one of those Naked Gun type spoof deals with the main character Chocolate Souffle. That's what I keep thinking about.
1st and 10. Tigers get their first down. They're in Pioneer territory at about the 46-yard line. Cooper Winters rolls to his right. And there's Dalton Falk open. There's Dalton. And he's racing inside the 20 down to the 13-yard line.
Well, he lost the defensive back, Mr. Bryant. Mr. Bryant needs to go pick up a piece of his athletic equipment because Dalton left him.
Dalton left him there and finally brought down by Stoufflet again on the tackle.
That was a great comeback route. Where did they mark the ball there?
They're going to mark the 14-yard line, Zach, and Prairie Grove with that completion. Now in the red zone, 1st down and 10. Winters from the shotgun. He's going to hand it. That was Logan Bartholomew that time. Logan's going to be brought down. No gain on the play. Tackle number 51. That is Alec Nelson. No gain. 2nd down and 10. They're going to give him a yard maybe on the play. 2nd down. 5 minutes, 17 seconds to go.
Prairie Grove going from the spread a lot more. I wonder if we're going to see more of this as, if they're working on things.
Oh, you got to get ready for the playoffs. Quick pass out here to Weston Bartholomew. There's Weston. Nice move. Let's see. Weston's going to be knocked out. He knocks the ref down right about the 2-yard line.
He also gets his athletic ability from his mama.
Well, I want to note something there with Dylan Reed. Dylan, he played smart. He pulled up. He blocked just enough, and then he didn't stay after it, which was good because he may have gotten called for a block in the back.
If you can read their name, don't hit them.
There you go.
That's the old John Madden. Don't hit him. No, they marked that at the 4.
Actually going to mark him at the 4-yard line.
Well, I think we've gotten some questionable spots. More ammo for our website, refspot.com.
Again, we remind you to go to pgtigersonline.com. We have several out there tonight. Henry and Marianne, as always, from West Helena.
Henry and I had a wonderful discussion about the Tigers on the way up. We both agree. Little Rock's the goal.
Absolutely. Also out there tonight is Leslie J. watching from Mount Vernon, Texas. One rest and one. We got Seth Gill, Elliot Chamberlain.
Yeah, I heard he broke his leg, the Mad Stork.
Yep, and he even knows that he's the Mad
Stork. I know.
Yeah. Henry complimenting the picture from the sideline. Kind of likes that sideline camera.
We're going to have to convince old Elliot next year to switch to 83 so he can complete the look.
Mount Vernon, Texas.
Really? That's the Dallas area, right? They play some football down in Mount Vernon.
Just heard from our research group, the home of Dandy Don Meredith.
We do have a crack research staff. No question about it. Best in the area. I'm curious why they let the clock run down to 1 second and then call the timeout.
Not sure. And there's Cooper.
Always wide open.
And there is that
Logan touchdown.
Noah Hunter, give him 6. Noah Hunter, 6 for the Tigers, and they strike pay dirt first, 6-0.
It's Cooper's 5th touchdown pass of the year. That's about what we expected here. A nice, long, good drive. You know, they've come out very aggressive in their play calling. I mean, first play of the game, you run the play action pass to Halbert, and you know they've spread them out. They're throwing the ball.
Extra point on
Don't
the
hit
way.
my car, Landon.
And good. No, but there's several ambulances out there. I think he may hit a couple of those. There's about two or three of them.
My car's parked right behind the concession stand. As long as he doesn't hit my car, we're good.
Well, Landon Allen converts, and with that converted extra point, the Tigers take a 7-0 lead.
I think they've settled down a little bit.
Well, you know, I think it could have been 7-0 real early.
It could be. Yeah, it could have been 7-0 on the first play, the first offensive play. But you know, these games are just tricky. It's not like Gentry's a bad football team. They're a good football team that just hasn't had a lot of luck. And you know, they get helmets, shoulder pads, and shoes too. So they're coming out to play.
Well, the thing is that last week they were down to Berryville for most of the game and eked it out at the end to win. Yes, our research group also lets us know they have a couple of coaches that were former Prairie Grove players.
So
Marty Edmonston and Mason
really
Pinkley.
well.
I remember Mason playing here. The ball bounces.
That just means you're old.
Thrown out of bounds. Montez on the return. Brandon Taylor helping out on the tackle.
What do we get there?
Looks like, are they calling a flag there, Zach?
Yeah, I thought somebody said there was a flag down.
It's been kind of a strange.
It's a lull.
Yeah, there's a lull here or something.
Everybody's kind of subdued.
You know, I think everyone decided to come at the game at 7 tonight, Zach. When we were getting ready to go live, it looks like they were calling a sideline warning on Prairie Grove.
No, that's not a penalty.
But at about 10 minutes till 7, there was a lot of empty seats. Now that the game started, it's pretty packed on this side.
I was in Fredericks on the way in, and there were people in there talking about the game, talking about coming over, and I just had to smile and laugh and say, "Come on over, folks."
Cowbells here tonight.
Thank goodness. Couldn't have gone another week without that. Love me some more cowbell. Was that Christopher Walken?
There's Cousin. He gives it. He's going to keep this time.
That's not going to work.
He's going to go a couple yards. Nick Sugg, Jacob Call, Brandon Taylor all in on the tackle. Nick's been active tonight. Very active.
Makes you wonder what they're feeding him at home.
Again, being fed by his mother.
Oh, absolutely. Krista handles all of that.
Second down.
There we go.
Looks like someone moved.
Motion.
And that's something Gentry can't really afford tonight is a lot of penalties. That's just going to make it even more difficult.
Penalties and turnovers. Those are certainly the two things they can't have happening with great frequency anyway.
They've been fortunate on the turnover part so far tonight. They've had just as really, I think, their first penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Second 12 for the Pioneers. Ball line at their own 25-yard line. Cousins in the shotgun. Beach is the back. Now they're making an adjustment. Going to split Beach out. They got 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right.
Yeah, Prairie Grove's coming with the same package. They're just going to man up the running back.
And here comes Nick Sugg. He's in there quick. Ball's been hit. Oh, Albert wanted it.
It's dangerous.
Albert wanted it.
Very dangerous.
Nodier also helping him out on that tackle. They pick up about 7 yards on the play. It's going to be third down and 5.
Who's the receiver on that one?
I believe that was Beach on the reception.
Beach. All right.
Third down, and let's call that 6 to go. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. First quarter.
I think they got kind of a generous spot there.
Now, under pressure, throws it up. He's open and overthrows Stoufflet.
Yeah. That's a long pass. If you're going to throw from one hash to the other, unless you're Dan Marino, that's a that's a very, very, very long pass. And you don't want that one hanging up there.
It's nice to see Bobby Cadd. He's a sophomore. He's out there playing a lot tonight. On 4th and 6 for the Pioneers. Stuflay to punt. You got Halbert and looks like Weston Bartholomew back.
Ooh, good kick.
Good kick. A little lack of communication that time between our two punt returners. Ball's going to be down right about the 39-yard line of Prairie Grove. 2:56 to go in the first quarter. Tigers lead 7-0. If anybody's got any scores out there from the other games in the conference, be glad to listen to those. I believe Lincoln and Ozark are playing tonight.
That's an interesting game. You know, Ozark coming off the big win over Farmington. Lincoln still fighting for the playoffs.
You know, Lincoln only lost last week 6-0 to Gravett. Gravett visiting Berryville tonight. There's Weston Bartholomew. He's going to just pound his way. He gets about 7-8 yards on the carry, brought down by Tucker Willett. And Stuflay also helping out.
Well, Weston's total starting to grow. 4 carries, 34 yards already.
I figured if I say Stuflay enough tonight, you're going to get used to it, Zach, because you've laughed every time I said it. So maybe here in a minute you're going to get used to that.
Yeah, take your shot deep. Take your shot deep. 2nd and 3, take your shot.
They're going to give it to Elkins. Elkins lowers his
also
head,
never a bad idea.
Goes forward to the 50-yard line, brought down by number 22. That's Jared Cousins, the quarterback. Ball's going to be marked just inside the 50. And the Tigers have it in Pioneer territory again with 2:19 to go here in the first quarter.
Prairie Grove's yardage starting to get up around what we're used to seeing right now. They're averaging 7.3 per play, 87 yards total offense. They've only given up 35.
And Winters now straight drop back. He's looking down the field. Oh, and that's intercepted. That's Stuflay.
Yeah, we got a hold.
Holding, that's going to be declined. So drive is stopped, so there's a turnover for the Tigers. So a break for the Pioneers as they will take over 1st and 10 at their own 23.
And Cooper just can't let that go. They were playing 2 safeties down the hashes. You can't, if you're going to throw it down the hashes, you got to put it on more of a line. And it's it's never a bad idea to pull it down and run or throw it into the stands. If nobody's open, just chuck it away.
I think that was, just watching the way that he released it, I think it was kind of a timing, and it looked like that Weston may have stumbled just a little bit, and that may have thrown that off some, Zach. I was just watching him come out of the backfield. Cousins in motion is Dustin Haig. And there's Beach. Beach going to be brought down. Looked like at first he's going to be able to get a little yards there, and
they're finding some
Murphy.
Room when they spread Prairie Grove out. They're finding some seams. You just got to – oh, no. What do we get?
Someone, it looks like, going to be
probably unsportsmanlike.
Foul. It's going to be either that or unsportsmanlike conduct. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call. I imagine some player said something they probably shouldn't have.
What would that be?
Okay, also watching tonight, Ashley Crow, Texas Loves Weston, Natalie Bartholomew, Brody Bartholomew says, run, Weston, run. I'll come back to those after this play. There's Cousins. He hands to Beach right up the middle, and he is stacked up.
I don't think so.
Jack Reynolds leads
Great
the
three-point
tackles.
shooter.
Creighton Ledbetter also helping out. Let's see who else we have out there. Seth Gill says he's cooking deer steaks and watching Tiger football. Cheryl and Alan Williams is watching from Fayetteville tonight.
Home of Fayetteville University.
Any more of those down there that I missed? Let's see. We have Cousins.
He's changing it again.
They're giving him a lot of liberty with that, and he's back to pass, looking over here to his right. Ball's up in the air.
What are you doing?
There's Halbert. Halbert, oh, he wants it so bad. You can see he wants it. Falconberry, the intended receiver. Falconberry, that's from War Games, right?
I think so, yeah. Good call. Very nice. I enjoyed that. And that's the end of the quarter.
Oh. McKay's at home tonight, and he says there's a score down there. He says he says P. Ridge 6-0 over Farmington at this point.
Really?
So P. Ridge leading Farmington, and that's the end of the first quarter. The Tigers leading 7-0. Knowing McKay probably has the Farmington webcast going on at the same time as ours and any other webcast that's out there. It's 3rd down and 11 for the Pioneers. Halbert's
he's had two bounce off his right shoulder. He's going to start snaring these. I can feel it.
He just, he has a nose for the football. Just knows. Empty backfield this time for Cousins. And here they come. And it's a screen. Nice call. And
nice recovery.
Tackle by Brandon Notier. On the reception is Colby Bryant. Bryant's going to get to the 46, and I believe they'll punt this time.
If they don't want this to be 14-0, yes, they will punt.
It may get 14-0 anyway, Zach.
That's the goal.
4th down and 5 for the Pioneers. Bartholomew and Halbert back deep. Stuflay to punt. High punt. Halbert calls for the fair catch. Fumbles. I think he recovered it back.
He did get it back.
This is probably, I was going to say one of the colder games we've played. Of course, it was very cold that night out at Lincoln.
Yeah, that was cold. That was beyond cold.
The Tigers will take over 1st down and 10, ball at their own 31-yard line. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
There's a motion penalty. That's new, though. That's that wing back coming back into the backfield for the jet sweep.
Motion on the offense.
Going the wrong way.
Back it up 5 yards. 1st down, 15, ball at the 26.
That's 2 penalties thus far, really, on back-to-back drives. That penalties and turnovers, things you need to start eliminating before you're going to get to playoff time.
1 penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct. In motion that's Bobby Cat. Bobby Cat's going to get the ball, and he's hit almost immediately. Several of the Pioneers, no gain on the play. Going to be 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, you just get the feeling they're working on. We haven't seen a lot of the wing T. This doesn't look like the same offense we saw last week, which was pound, 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 pound.
I think you're right. I think that they want the ability to be able to do different things. I think whenever the playoffs come, they'll line up in their wing T, but if things aren't working, they want to be able to adjust if needed.
At the beginning of the year, they were very multiple, and as the season's gone on,
Cooper's rolling to his right, looks at Tux, and he's going to run. Oh, and he just slips. Coop just slipped at about the 29-yard line. I think they're going to mark him at the 28. He had a lot of room, just slipped.
Yeah, he did. He had a lot of room. Wow, they took that back to the 27.
28.
Well, now this is probably the chance or the place where you take maybe a shot to Halbert. Maybe Jared down the middle.
I think there's a lot of things we can do here.
And number one on the list is you got to protect the quarterback.
And
here's a little wingback reverse.
Wingback reverse,
Oh,
and
ran right into him.
Ran into him. Noah Hunter on the carry.
Well, they had that set up too. If he cut it back inside.
Dakota Smith on the tackle, and now looks like the Tigers going to have to punt this time.
Maybe it's 4th and 4. That's certainly well within range of going for it.
It looks like
they've
got
punt.
JD speed to punt. Halbert is the up back. Cousins and Stoufflet. High snap. Nice punt. It's going to bounce, take a Prairie Grove back.
Oh, there's the ball.
Oh, and there's Jack Reynolds with the ball. Hey! Boy, we talked about turnovers and penalties. That's the Pioneers' first turnover of the game. And that one just landed right in Jack Reynolds' hands. Popped up. He says, hello, look what I found.
That was really nice. That'll work. That's, hopefully the thing that'll get them going. There we go. There we go. Oh, he's got him. He's got him. Good defense down there. Good defense.
Drew Conley was the intended receiver.
That was good coverage there by Dakota Smith.
Second down and 10. Prairie Grove went, we did that
they've done that a lot this year.
Last week, we got the turnover, went straight to the end zone, and bam, that's how.
First play of the year.
That's how we were
touchdown to Halbert.
Now,
same.
here he
he's
goes
got
again.
Weston. Oh my gosh,
he's
got Noah.
That's Hunter in the end zone. Oh! That was a nice job by Cooper. Actually, that time he had several receivers and he was patient. He
missed him. He looked at him once and he hadn't broken free. If he'd let it go just a little bit earlier, you hit him in the middle of the end zone instead. I think Noah got a little lost as to where he was in the end zone, but
hit him in the hands though.
Hit him in the hands. Worst place to hit him.
Good try there by Noah. It's 3rd down and 10 now for the Tigers.
Coach used to tell me I had hands like a skillet.
On 3rd down and 10, Prairie Grove's in 4-down territory, and they also have Landon Allen. So now another pass. This time,
throwback.
JD Speed!
Goodness.
Oh, he's all alone. Speed inside the 10, down to about the 8-yard line.
Little throwback off the sweep action. That's a new play. That's something they haven't done before.
Zach, looking at our comments page, the Shrums are letting us know that Ozark's beating Lincoln 14-0. Lincoln's
Really?
starting quarterback got hurt.
Oh, no.
Not good news. He took some shots when we played him a few weeks ago.
He got up. He's a tough young man.
1st down and 10 for the Tigers, or 1st and goal for the Tigers. Ball at the 8. There's a little Weston Bartholomew. He's going right up the middle. Give him 6, Weston Bartholomew.
That's what we like to see.
I like the play that we ran to JD that time.
That's new. It's a little throwback off the sweep action because when he does, it's normally a waggle action to the strong side, and everybody leaves the defensive or leaves the halfback who makes the fake. But that's nice. That's a new little wrinkle. That's something something people are going to have to look at as we go along.
Landon Allen in for the extra point try. Halbert to hold. There's a snap. Good snap. Ball in the way, and it is good. 8:27 to go here in the first half. The Tigers stretch the lead 14-0.
PG Telco is the proud sponsor of PGTigersOnline.com, where you can find out all the very latest of what's going on with all the sports teams right here in Prairie Grove. But PG Telco is more, a lot more. They offer phone, internet, long-distance services, and bundles, making it all affordable. And that includes DirecTV. For your home or office, staying connected to the fast-paced world is as easy as calling PG Telco. Call 846-7200. That's 846-7200. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress.
Well, coming back, just got an updated score from the Pea Ridge Farmington game. Pea Ridge now up 12-0. Now Pea Ridge hangs on. They'll probably end up second seed.
Yep.
That would drop Ozark to third seed, Farmington to 4, Gravett at this point to 5.
I told you at the beginning of the year they were going to be pesky with all those starters.
Wow,
back.
there's a nice kick and fumble again. Looks like the Pioneers are going to get it back. Brown on the return, trying to see who picked that up. Looks like it was number 54, Dalton Morris. Picks up the loose ball for the Pioneers.
12-0. I would not have predicted that at all. I thought Farmington was clearly the second best team in the conference.
Well,
I didn't think it was close, to be honest with you.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Well, it's the way they played us, I think, is what our measuring stick was. But, you know, Ozark, you got to go back to that Ozark game. It was 10-0 for us going in the final quarter, and then we had a big explosion. And Pea Ridge actually beat Ozark as well. And now there's Cousins, another screen, knocked right back. I think that looked like Creighton Ledbetter. He just knocked it right back at him.
Yeah, I think they're on to the screen game.
Well, with the pressure we're bringing, it's not bad, but we're playing it well. We've got people waiting on it. Even with the rush that time, there was.
I was asked today, you know, how would you game plan against the Prairie Grove defense? And I said you got to have two things. You got to have an experienced offensive line that can pick up blitzes. You got to have a quarterback who's willing to stand in there and take shots. Because if you got a quarterback with happy feet and he starts throwing the ball up,
they put big Brandon Lacey on nose tackle, and now there's Call. Beach on the carry. You had Call and Nodier also helping out. That's a loss of about 4 yards. Going to be up 3rd down and 14. Gentry sitting on how many total yards so far?
With that loss, it would be 36.
36 total yards.
1.9 per play, which is about where the average for the season for this defense is.
3rd down and 14. 2 receivers to both sides. Beach in the backfield along with Cousins. Now Cousins looking.
Here comes a corner.
To his left, he's looking. There's Halbert.
Oh. Boy, that's 3 he's got his hands on.
What? I still don't understand why they keep going to him.
To quote my good friend Henry, and we talked about this movie on the way up to South Bend last weekend. His favorite line from the movie Trading Places: "What is you, ignorant?" I mean, stop throwing at him. It doesn't work. Henry will quickly post on the page. Watch.
Yeah. 4th down, and the punt is Stoufflet. Bartholomew and Halbert. There's Halbert. He gets it on the run. Oh, grab there.
He's playing tonight, that's for sure.
Jonathan Zong got his foot there. We'll look to our comments page, see if we have any updates. I got someone quoting, remember the Titans now, pump it up. Let's see. Larry Bell letting us know 12-0.
I just would not have. I would have not picked Pea Ridge to win that game. I think, like I said.
Oh, there he goes.
There
pumps,
it is.
And there's Halbert. He's got it. Give him 6. There it is. John Halbert on a Cooper Winters pass. 43 yards. And just like that, the Tigers, with 7 minutes and 9 seconds, have stretched to a 20-0 lead.
Yeah, we're in the teetering point here. That was a big defensive stand for Gentry right there. They had to stop them if they were going to stay in the game. I think.
Little pump fake gave him just enough. to get behind him, and there was a really nice pass that time by Coop.
Let him just enough. Let John run under it. And it's 20-0.
Winters has actually thrown the ball pretty well tonight.
He's 5 out of 9 right now for 110 yards, a touchdown.
And a couple of drops.
Yeah.
Extra point on the way. It's good. And with 7:09 to go, the Tigers lead 21-0.
PG Telco is the proud sponsor of PGTigersOnline.com, where you can find out all the very latest of what's going on with all the sports teams right here in Prairie Grove. But PG Telco is more, a lot more. They offer phone, internet, long-distance services, and bundles, making it all affordable. And that includes DirecTV. For your home or office, staying connected to the fast-paced world is as easy as calling PG Telco. Call 846-7200. That's 846-7200. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress.
There's Landon Allen getting ready to kick. Colby Bryant back deep. There's Landon. Nice kick. Bryant's going to take it just inside the 10. He's going to be hit right around the 25-yard line. Big hit. Eli Lopez, the sophomore.
I like his energy. He's sort of like the baby Mad Stork.
I hope Elliott's doing well in recovery.
I think he needs to switch numbers next year, maybe get to 83, just complete the look.
Well, you know, if you go 88 and 8, he is the mini baby stork.
There you go. He's like the diet stork.
First
the
and 10.
Vlasic pickle stork.
First and 10, Beach on the carry. He's hit by Sugg, Nodier, and Brandon Taylor all on the tackle. I'm telling you, Sugg is aggressive tonight.
Gets that from his mama, too.
There is.
Oh, look out.
Cousins complete. Then there is.
Boy, they are
There
fast.
he is again. That's
They are
Nick
just
Sugg,
fast.
John Halbert. Another one of our faithful fans. We want to wish Sean Fiddler a recovery. We had some friends up here that wanted to wish him a quick recovery as well.
Going to go 5 wide.
And now,
I think you're playing with fire here. Look out.
Oh, just
see, Cousins isn't going to stand in there all night long. He's chucking and ducking.
Have we got to him yet tonight? I don't know.
Yeah, they've got him. They've got. Well, he's got negative 12 rushing to this point, so they've gotten to him a couple of times. But I mean, he's been hit enough. He's not going to stand in there and just take the shot to complete the pass.
Well, it's 4th down and 11, and now the Pioneers. Now with 23 plays, 36 total yards. Bartholomew and Halbert back to receive Stufle's punt. End over end. Fair catch called for by Halbert. Taken in about the 48-yard line of Prairie Grove. And with 5:39, the Tigers going to have another chance to get to the end zone here before the half.
What do you think, Coach? Check it deep? That was always Terry Bradshaw's thing. Throw it deep. Throw it deep.
Well, we've already done that once after the last punt. I think here you could drive, take a little time off the clock.
What fun is that? If he completes a touchdown pass here, Cooper gets a season high in passing. 161's the high on the year.
And like, you know what we've talked about before, he hasn't had to throw the ball much. And this time he's going to give it to Colby Elkins around the left side. Colby, he's going to get he's still up. He's only going to, that's a lot of running for 2 yards.
He's going to wind up almost getting 3 out of that. Where'd they mark it? 50?
Second down and 8 for the Tigers. Ball sitting right at the midfield stripe. Again, we really appreciate the comments on pgtigersonline.com.
Remember how much stress we used to have last year doing all this?
Oh, this is great to have our East Lab.
This is terrific.
Yeah, our East Lab crew.
They're great. I
us
mean,
tonight.
they handle everything.
It's great. They have done so well with this. And there is the wingback
Bobby
counter.
Cat.
That's Bobby Cat. Get
You're
outside,
not
Bobby.
tackling him.
Oh, that's
Oh,
around the
good
face mask.
tackle.
Come on, call that. Stu Flay.
And you gotta plant that outside foot and cut that one up. We got Drew Conley down here he's in the game now.
It's third down and 9 for the Tigers. And there is Colby Elkins again.
Uh-oh.
Colby, he's going to get close to the first. He's going to get close enough to the first down. I believe the Tigers will go.
Oh, I would think so. That's bring up a 4th and 2.
He gets down to about the 44. He's going to be. Oh, they're going to mark that just inside the 45. So it's going to be 4th down and a long 2. Fourth down, long 2 to go, Zach. Like to keep this drive alive. 3:40 to go here in the first half. Tigers leading 21-0. Cooper Winters in the shotgun. He's back to pass. He's got plenty of running room. Take off, Coop. And there's Cooper Winters. Tuck that ball, Cooper. Cooper's going to get inside the 40 down to the 36. He gets the first down. You were talking about all the help we have up here. I want to give a shout-out. Ethan Sam, Danny Davis, Elisa Finfrock, Dylan Portlock, and Evan Rush all helping out tonight.
They make our lives so much easier.
Evan's up there on the camera tonight? Welcome to the cold, Evan.
Yeah, wait till Thanksgiving. It'll be brutal
Again,
up
we
there.
do appreciate them and appreciate Mr. Bond, who's Prairie Grove principal.
He's our very own Rune Arledge. He's taking a bull by the horns, and next thing you know, we're going to be worldwide.
He's doing a great job and really leading this East Lab group along with Miss Melissa Burton. 5-yard step off against the Tigers.
Don't like the penalties. Don't like the penalties.
You know, Gentry got on their second drive 2 first downs. They haven't gotten one since. 3 minutes, 3 seconds to go here. First half, Tigers leading 21-0. Ball at their own 42.
10 carries for 8 yards for Gentry today. Prairie Grove right now. 16 carries for 76 yards. It's a little bit below average
But we're throwing the ball a little more tonight.
Yep.
And they're, speaking of throwing the ball, now Cooper's going to have to just
Halbert's
with his athleticism.
open.
Oh, he had to stop.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh!
Oh, they're going to get helmet to helmet.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you right there, great athletic. Oh, Cooper's kind of stumbling a little bit there. Cooper.
They're going to get a leading with the head on that one.
You know, that just shows you Cooper's athleticism there. He scrambled to get away. He threw it off his back foot. I don't know if you noticed that.
Well, if he had let that go just a little bit earlier, if Halbert had broken loose, he was running a quick slant and ran back towards the corner. You know, Cooper's obviously being chased.
Yeah.
It's easy to say from up here,
yeah.
but
if
he'd known that John was going there, John was 10
he
yards behind everybody.
He was running for his life there for a bit and was able to really make a great play. And first and 10 for the Tigers. Ball at the 26. 2:40 to go here in the first half. Colby Elkins lone back. He's going to get it. Colby cuts it. Oh! Just went inside the block of Jacob Call there, who had a nice block on Montez.
You know what we haven't seen a lot of this year is Colby back in that Wildcat that they ran so successfully against Mina. We just haven't seen. I mean, I know there hasn't been a lot of need for it, but
we've seen it a couple times this year.
He runs that read option, the sweep. I mean, he ran for 100 and something yards in the playoff game last year. You just haven't seen a lot of it because there just hadn't been a need to. But it's another weapon. It's another thing that they can do.
This time he's going to be joined in the backfield by Weston Bartholomew. Second down and 9. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. In motion is Hunter, and there's Cooper Winters to throw,
Step up.
and
There
he
you
has
go.
to tuck
Take
and run
off.
again. And now Cooper, he turns the corner, gets it inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. He's going to get the first down.
He's a load when he gets running and puts that shoulder down. He's not a small boy. No, sir. And he's got that Tebow thing going where he's willing to put his shoulder down and run you over.
First down, the ball's going to be marked just inside the 15. First down and 10. 1:49 to go here in the first half. Be great to get one more touchdown here before the halftime. If anyone has scores from either Lincoln or the Farmington game, would really like to see an update on those. There's Weston Bartholomew up the middle. Give him 6. Yes, sirree.
I refuse to call him Twinkle Toes, but
his second touchdown in the evening, right up the middle, 14-yard scamper.
That'll work.
27-0.
That brings the Tigers up to 213 yards here in the first half to 36.
And a well-balanced night tonight, 103 rushing, 110 passing. Cooper Winters has 22 yards on 4 carries tonight. Most of that's just been scrambling. I think there was one pre-called quarterback run early in the game. Extra point now by Landon Allen.
Oops.
Bad snap. There's Halbert. He's got it. Halbert's reversing field.
He's in.
Come on, John. Come on, John. Oh, they said he didn't make it. Oh.
He did hit the pylon. I thought the pylon was part of the goal line.
He may have stepped out just before the pylon, but nice job by John and showing his athleticism, just making something happen. Zach, for those that are watching, I haven't gotten the update from Mr. Baum, but the girls volleyball team will be participating in the state tournament beginning this Tuesday. The plan, I believe, is to do webcast, and I haven't got the official word on that.
You going to do that one?
I would like to do that one.
You have a favorite player?
I have a lot of favorite players, but there's one I like quite a bit. Of course,
Really?
I have to feed her too. P. Ridge now with a field goal leads Farmington 15-0, and Farmington's offense.
This is the exact opposite of Farmington last year, where Farmington got hot the last couple of games and nice
there.
Kick.
Montez bobbles it right there at the goal line, and he's going to be hit inside the 20, he's inside the 15, back. Eli Lopez again.
My man.
And Sugg also helping out on that tackle. So the kick coverage tonight has been
better,
probably the best we've seen thus far, especially with what we've had 5 kickoffs already. Because we get the ball start second half, Zach.
They're averaging about 9 per return.
That's the best by far this season.
Nashville leading Malvern.
Nashville leading. That is news.
I don't have anything good to say about Malvern. After having to travel down there, nothing good to say about them.
Just heard from Jake McBride, our PA, that Ozark now leading Lincoln 20-0. So a lot of zeros on the opposite side. There's Cousins. He keeps, and he's going to be hit. There's Jacob Paul.
Jacob just swallowed him.
Brandon Taylor also helping out on tackle. Who's calling the timeout on this one?
I think that was a timeout on, I think Gentry called it.
Well, I'd like to get one more shot, the end zone.
That's fine. We can do that. Yeah, Gentry called it.
Oh, I think we did.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. We're down to 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, I think we've gotten about what we expected. Yep. Prairie Grove just churning along.
Let's face it, life's moving along at a faster pace these days, and every now and again you find that one stop that allows you to catch your breath. That one stop that reminds you of the good old-fashioned values. The one stop that hand dips their ice creams and makes hamburgers to die for. The one stop that can furnish you with propane and pizza and everything in between. And they usually call you by your name and ask you about your family. Well, that place in Prairie Grove is Frederick's One Stop, serving Prairie Grove since 1975. They say, go Tigers!
With 1:29 to go here in the first half, Tigers leading 27-0.
I don't know how many times we've had an opportunity to say this, but really Gentry's best option right now is to try and throw the ball. Prairie Grove's held him to 8 yards rushing. 11 carries, 8 yards, have completed 5 out of 13 for 28 yards. You know, not a whole lot working, but thus far, if you got to pick one, I guess you go with the pass.
Well, Zach, with that Farmington score we heard earlier, they've gone 6 quarters now without scoring. And there is Cousins, and this time Bobby Cat under their coverage.
He got turned around a little.
Stone Falconberry.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Farmington's having so much trouble. I mean, they played so well for 3 quarters against us, and then the last 6 quarters just has been an absolute nightmare for them offensively. And it'll bring up about a big 3rd and 11 here with 1:24 to go. I think if you're Gentry here, you run the ball and get as much time off that clock as possible.
Well, with that incomplete pass, now Prairie Grove can stop the clock.
And at least make them use the timeouts. Here they come. Yeah.
And now Cousins, he's got some room.
Brandon.
He's going to be able to get to
Get him, Brandon.
Oh, he went.
Brandon didn't touch him. He didn't touch him. That was going to be a big collision,
That
too.
was.
That was going to be a really big collision. They gave him a first. Yep, they gave him a first down on that. Well, that takes away the idea of scoring a touchdown here before halftime.
Brown on the carry. He's going to be stopped. Now Prairie Grove may just let this run out now.
You know, whatever you do here, if you're Gentry, don't turn the ball over. If you're going to run it and get on the ground, but you definitely don't want to turn over here. I don't think you want Halbert taking another shot in the end zone.
Well, 19 seconds, they may take one shot, but if I'll tell you what, they put in Halbert's here, they're going to throw. They're going over there towards Halbert.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
He's got an interception. That's John Halbert. Halbert, he wants to go. Look at him go. Go, John.
Go, John.
John, give John Halbert 6 with 4 seconds. No, you did not. No, you did not.
We have a flag.
It's going to be a late hit.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, it's going to be a late hit.
Now the question is it post possession? It wasn't post possession. If it's post possession, we'd still get the ball. But I'm gonna say no.
Oh
man.
Just received a text. Want to give a shout out as the band gets ready to come out tonight. Our band received straight ones at the district marching contest. The band received a superior rating, which is the very best you can receive. So congratulations to Mr. Nicholson and the band. And also Luke Johnson, going to give him a shout out at home tonight. He commented earlier he had knee surgery on Wednesday and he is recovering. Hopefully he'll be back to be able to be on the sideline next week. Now Gentry's going to just take a knee. That's the end of the first half with the Prairie Grove Tigers leading 27-0. We are going to have the bands play tonight. We'll have a mic sitting outside and let you enjoy the band this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Gentry Pioneer Marching Band. I'm not glad you kicked it this time, simply because I know this guy would not ever do this on his own. But ladies and gentlemen, the Prairie Grove Marching Band received straight ones at the District Marching Contest this past week. The band received the superior rating, which is the very best that you can get. And I think Neil Moss, Gary Nichols, and the entire band deserve a huge round of applause for their efforts tonight. Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, soloists in tonight's show include Brian Eubanks, Ian Ruiz, Spencer Erdman, Will Pullman, Amy Kirkendall, Ariana Mitchell, and Neil Luck. Our flag captains are Liberty Adams and Tanya Herrera Lopez. Our percussion captain is two-time All-State percussionist John Van Zandt.
Drum major, Brianna Suggs, and Haley Middlebrook, is your band ready? You may take the field. Ladies and gentlemen, Prairie Grove, here is On. flag line, which, by the way, is the best flag line I've ever had on the field. And the band playing at full power to that song that just keeps getting louder. I don't want to stop.
Palm Squad is out on the field right now, and Zach, as soon as they're done, we'll talk a little bit about first half hats. First half stats. Yeah, first half hats. And then I'm also going to have an update on a few scores. So when they are done, we'll. Well, Zach, just before we get this second half kickoff, you want to give us a little bit of stats of the first half?
I think it's pretty much what you'd expect in a game. It's 27-0. Prairie Grove's outgained Gentry 213 to 51 in the first half. 15 of those 51 yards came in the last drive there right before halftime. Gentry's averaging about 1.8. Very nice, Jake. Some musical selection I suggested for him. Gentry's averaging 1.8 yards per play. If you're going to nitpick here in a 27-0 game for Prairie Grove, 3 penalties. 2 of them, or one was a personal foul, pass interference, and a couple of motion penalties. Not a whole lot to not a whole lot to complain about in 27-0, but just an individual performance to point out. Weston Bartholomew, 6 carries, 57 yards, 8 his longer run, 8 tonight, 18 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cooper's actually got the passing game going there. This is a high number of pass attempts. He's 5 out of 10 for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns, and it's been about what we expected, and I think we're ready to roll.
And Stu Flay to kick the second half. Their first kickoff of the evening, and there's
try a little onside deal. Hey, run it! There you go.
He thought about it.
He did think about it.
That was Boyd Sparkman. Sparkman, a sophomore. He's like, let me see. He tried to take down. I bet you one of those coaches yelled, "Get down!"
You're a lineman for a reason.
That was Sparkman, and also some updates. Ozark leading Lincoln 33-0. P Ridge now 22-0 over Farmington.
Wow. What is going on?
Down in a game that may loom large for us if we were to make a little run in the playoffs. Malvern and Nashville all tied up at 7.
Nothing against P Ridge, but Farmington, what happened?
22-0, and now that's Weston Bartholomew right up the middle,
Oh,
fumbles the
fumbled
ball, and it looks like. And I think, and that
Gentry
is
does have it.
Stu Flay on the recovery. So
there's the Achilles heel.
how many turnovers we have tonight?
That'd be 2.
That's 2 turnovers tonight. First down and 10 for Gentry, so the onside kick didn't work, but they get a fumble on the first play.
The net result is you wound up with the football.
Cousins in the shotgun. He's going to give it to Beach, and Beach moves forward up about 3 or 4 yards to the 50-yard line. Murphy and Taylor on the tackle.
Yeah, you worry about in a game like this. You worry about being sharp, and they'll obviously you hand it over to the defense. There's nothing wrong there, But you'd like to
Like to
maybe
get some at this point in the season too. You want to keep people healthy. Like to get some of the younger players hopefully into play, but you can't do that just yet. Looks like Suggs going to get aggressive out here. Now he's looking over the sideline.
Yep, let's go. There you go.
And now the offense is going to move. That's number 78 for the Pioneers. Unless Creighton, I thought Creighton Ledbetter may have gotten.
He didn't come across.
He didn't come across, and so some back him up 5 and.
I think they'd audibled to a little fade route that they were going to try and throw a Bobby Cat.
They need to throw another one over towards John Halbert. Halbert had his 9th interception of the year taken away with a personal foul penalty there at the end of the first half.
He just gets his hand, 3, 4, 5 times a game.
And here they go. Prairie Grove's coming fast. And
good throw.
Nice throw, gets it out of bounds quick.
Stoufflet again.
That's actually Jonathan Zong, number 28, on the reception. Pickup of, gets it back about 4. Those 5 yards lost after the penalty, so it's going to be 3rd down and 9. 10:47 to go here in the third quarter. Prairie Grove leading 27-0. Third down. And now Cousins, he's
running for his life.
Yeah, the flag down on the play. Just an update from the Shrums saying that Ozark is up 40-0 now. McKay's letting us know that Pottsville's tied with Boonville 15-15.
That'd be the Apache. That's one of those teams, Ozark, that's starting to get hot at the right time of the year.
We got Louise watching from Bellflower, California.
Nice.
Dina Brown is my niece.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh, I feel so bad for Mr. Cousins.
Oh, he's...
There had to have been 8 guys that just hit him. Oh, that was a jailbreak.
I didn't realize they were back on the field there after the play. And but we have a Louise watching from Bellflower, California, and says that Dina Brown is her niece. So 4th down for the Gentry Pioneers. So people listening all over, watching all over tonight, Zach.
Got to watch what we say, right?
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
Now Stoufflet to punt. Nice snap. And Weston's going to get that a little bit on the run there. Weston's got a little room. Weston up to the 47-yard line. So with 10-16, the Tigers get it back for the second time here in the second half.
Lost it.
Right, you're right.
Yeah, right about where they lost it.
Right where they got the ball earlier, the 47. So nice return by Bartholomew, and now we got Logan and Weston in the backfield. And Logan Bartholomew is going to get the carry, only his second carry of the night, and picks up a couple of yards. Several Pioneers on the tackle, led by Dalton Morris. They're going to give him a yard on that, Zach, and it'll be 2nd down and 9.
It's tough going in there. I mean, Gentry's done a nice job containing the run. It's 21 carries for Prairie Grove tonight, just 112 yards, which is well below their season average.
Of course, we have thrown the ball much more than.
But the passing game has certainly made a difference. But even the yards per carry are down.
There's a quick pitch to Logan. And he's going to be brought down. Number 1, that's Tucker Willett. He was one of the captains for Gentry tonight. That's going to be a loss of 1. So
that could have been a horse collar there, but
yeah, that was awfully close.
It was close.
3rd down.
Well, what do you call here, Coach?
You know, he could do several things here. I'm not so sure I wouldn't pop Weston right through the middle.
Well, here comes 4. You know what that means. Throw it deep. I can't figure out why they're playing so many guys so close to the line and not giving the corner some help.
Well, there's not a bad call there.
Yeah, that'll work.
And that's Noah Hunter. He's
Good
inside
run.
the 40. He's brought down by number 11. That's Shane Anderson.
Pretty sure Coach Absher doesn't care for our suggestions.
Yeah,
He's like, I'll just give it to Noah.
I'll just do what I need to do to get the first down.
That's 2 carries, 24 yards for Noah tonight. You know, he probably gets 3 or 4 carries a night. He averages about 10 yards a carry.
Got Jacob Storley now split out to the right.
They're doing something with him. He's been out wide a couple of times. I don't know if they're going to throw the fade to him or what, but
There's Logan. This time
Oh,
Logan's
he's
up the middle.
gone.
Give
Yeah,
Logan
forget
Bartholomew 6.
that'll work.
And he goes 40 yards, and that's
All
good
right.
for, he'd been bottled up tonight.
he really
had
had.
3 carries for no yards, and there he goes on the fourth carry. So
goes
he
to
just
40
went from
yards.
averaging no yards a carry to 10 on one play. And now
You go for 2?
it looks like he's got his team in there to go for 2, and he's probably wanting to get that clock moving.
Well, here we go. So what do you call here?
I think you could go out wide with Cooper.
Who's he got split wide there? Dylan?
It's just going to give it to Weston right up the middle. That's
Nice
what you
and
do.
easy.
And now that's 35-0, and the Tigers have now hit the mercy rule. So after the kickoff, the clock will run, and I imagine we'll start seeing some substitutes here in the balance of the game here, Zach.
Yeah, they're they're clicking ever since the Yeah, they're playing a little House of Pain. Raise your hand if they played that at your prom.
I'm looking down here.
When it was new.
I'm looking down here, and the crowd likes that one.
Jake McBride, who does the PA, I sent him a text on Monday. I said, hey, and I just got back from Notre Dame, and their new thing is that they're putting music into the pumping pipe music into the stadium. I said, what you got to do is you got to go out and get the Dropkick Murphys. I said, play the first 40 seconds if I'm shipping up to Boston. Jake sends back to me in a text message, is that a song? I'm like, ask your daughter. She'd know.
Now, if you'd
And he
asked-
works in the music industry.
Well, yeah, but it's mostly Blake Shelton and
Well,
Travis
that's
Tritt and all
true.
those other guys.
Yeah.
So
Conway Twitty and whoever else. Well, get down, young man.
Halbert and
Well, see if they start substituting defensive. I think you got to get one more stop here and get the ball back.
well, that'll.
Derek Jones is getting a lot of playing time tonight at right defensive end. He's been in there a lot. I think he was the one that got the pressure on the Halbert interception.
I don't think he was the one that committed.
No, I don't think he committed it, but I think he's the one that made him
There's
jump a little early.
Cousins. Cousins got a lot of room up the middle,
Uh-oh.
and the Cousins has got some speed. He runs out of bounds.
Mark about the 47.
And the clock will keep running. So that's probably almost doubles their yards
It
on the
actually
night.
did double their it doubled their yards per play.
They get the ball to Prairie Grove 46.
Well,
They have
my
a new
coach
running
used-
back.
like my coach used to say, don't fix it if it ain't broke. Do it again. It's John Brown.
Brown now in. Beach has been back there most of the night. Now John Brown in. There's Cousins throws.
Oh,
nice play. Jacob Storley.
Nice play.
The ball intended for number 82, Dustin Haig.
I don't know what Cousins was doing. He moved his protection to the weak side, and it allowed Dalton to come off the corner free.
Nice play by
That
Storley.
was really nice.
He got there just in time. 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. I'm sure our camera people are glad there's a running clock right now.
It's a little windy out there, and it's a little cold.
There's Cousins looking, throws, incomplete, intended for Bryant.
Yep, 6 out of 18 tonight for Cousins for 31 yards. I was saying in the pregame, but Prairie Grove's held the opposing passers to 41% completion percentage. Just 3 touchdowns, 16 interceptions.
Third down and 10 now for the Pioneers. 5:30 to go here in the third quarter. And there's Cousins.
There's that play, long run.
And he breaks a couple of tackles. And a lot of arm tackling there by the Tigers. He's going to be just short of the first down. Not good tackling there that time, Zach.
Not breaking down some bad angles, but did they give him the first?
No, I think he's going to be short by about a yard. It's going to bring up fourth down and about a yard. Had an opportunity there to have him for a loss, Zach, and he broke a couple tackles and then a couple arm tackles that didn't bring him down. Fourth down and short.
Well, here's a big play. This is
this is the first time I think he's taken one right under center.
That's got to be a sneak.
And
I don't
he
think
didn't
so.
make it.
I don't think so.
Nope, he did not make it. Big Jared Murphy in there clogging it up.
Here's another one. Don't throw at Hulbert. Don't try and run over Jared. I'm not.
And so
I'm certainly not a scientist, but if he's bigger than you and stronger than you and faster than you, you're not going to move him around.
So the Tigers will take over first and 10, ball at their own 37. And we're starting to see, I think, we see some substitutes coming in. A lot of new linemen coming here. Jack Reynolds coming in. I believe also I see Connor West.
Nick's in. Bobby Catt.
Jacob Southerly in. Bobby Catt, Nick Sugg, Jacob Storley, Boyd Sparkman, Martin Castro.
Yeah, Martin hasn't played. He hasn't played a whole lot here lately.
Drew Conley also in. So a lot of
Martin
subs here now. And there's first handles to Nick Sugg. Look at
Nick.
Nick.
Look at Nick.
Oh, Nick's right up the middle. Nick's at the 40, down to the 37-yard line of Gentry. Looks like they're to mark him right about the 35. So Nick Sugg breaks through. Shows a little speed there, Zach.
Speed his father didn't have.
Nick's dad, Scott's sitting about 3 chairs down from us and keeping the clock. First and 10 for the Tigers. Clock continues to run. 3:50 to go here, third quarter. And now there's Bobby Catt.
Like the little shake.
He broke one tackle, but he couldn't get the second one. Bobby still never went down, Zach.
Don't blow the whistle. Turn this thing back to the Stone Age football. When you go down, you're down.
He's going to lose about a yard or so on the play, but Bobby's a tough character. Coming into the game, John Millman.
Saw a lot of him at the beginning of the year last year.
Second down and 12 for the Tigers. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go. There's Nick's. That's Jacob Storley. He's going to keep.
A little read option.
He gets back to the original line of scrimmage to the 35. Going to bring up third and 10.
9 different Tigers to carry the ball tonight. 27 carries, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's 7.1 if you're doing the math. 7.1 per carry. That's pretty darn good. You know what's strange is J.D. Speeds only had 1 carry tonight. You know, J.D.'s become quite a fixture in the offense. He just 1 carry tonight.
But a lot of guys carrying the ball tonight. You know, Logan had been, like we said, had been bottled up until that last run, and now Bobby Catt over the left side, he's going to pick up maybe 5 yards.
Out of that.
Montez on the stop. Going to mark it at the 31, so it's going to be a 4-yard game. 4th and 6. Tigers are going to go. Thought maybe he'd let Landon have a shot at breaking his record there. But
that might be a little overkill
yeah.
there. You're going for it with a 33-0 lead.
Edgar Martinez.
Throw it deep. What do you say, Coach? Throw it deep.
You know, he may give Jacob an opportunity to throw the ball a little bit, but I imagine there's going to go Nick Sugg right up the middle. Nick is going to be close.
Ooh, he's going to be close.
It's going to depend on the spot. I think he got it. If this is the spot down here, he's got it. And he got the first down. Nick Sugg with 6 yards and a first down for the Tigers with 1.5 minutes to go here. Third quarter, Tigers leading 35-0.
Yeah, he wound up getting that by a good stretch.
How many yards Nick got now?
Nick would have 33. 2 carries, 33 yards.
There is.
It's Eli.
Go,
Look
Lopez.
out, Eli.
Eli gets down to the 24, pick up a yard. Those that are watching, if you're still watching, go to the comments page. Give us some updates on scores if you have some. Be interested to see what the update is on Pea Ridge and Farmington.
22-0 at the last.
That was the last thing that we saw on Fearless Friday. I formation got 2 sophomores. Lopez. There's Lopez up the middle. Eli inside. Oh, go Eli. Eli inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line.
Hard.
Stoufflet on the tackle.
It's a nice 21-yard run. We'll take that. And I think Prairie Grove's.
This will be probably, if they even get this play off, the last play of the third quarter. And it may not get off. Well, it's going to have to get off in time or they're going to get a penalty.
Give it to Bobby Cat.
Better do quick. He's down to 3, 2, 1. He's not going to get it. He got it off just in time. Eli Lopez.
There's
Jacob. That's Jacob on the keeper. Give him 6. And the Tigers now stretch the lead 41-0 as the time expires in the third quarter.
Well, it's time to start talking about next week. Conference is wrapped up.
Well, Gravett earlier was struggling with Berryville. It was 21-13. Update on the Nashville Malvern score. Nashville now leading Malvern 17-7. So,
do you play them next week? You play all the stars next week?
I think you got to at least play them for a half.
Night.
You got to play them for the first half at least and give them opportunities. You got to stay sharp. That I'm not. It got in there. Yes, it did.
It's a completely meaningless game.
42-0. And now the Tigers with this lead as we'll start the fourth and final quarter.
I guess it's a good problem to have. And you got the conference wrapped up. You got the 1 seed wrapped up.
We saw what happened to Indianapolis Colts.
Yes.
A couple of years ago.
True. They did win a Super Bowl though.
Not that year though.
But
you make a good point, but I think that
it's senior night. You're going to have to play them some, but
you got to do that.
The question is, how much do you play them?
Well, you got to make sure you get like you said. I think this team has a lot of pride. This team has had a lot of expectations for several years. They've pointed to this season for a while. I think that I don't think you could take these seniors off the field.
Probably not. But you got to. The first goal is accomplished. Conference championship. Now you're looking at the big one here, which is making a run here in the state. You don't want anybody tweaking an ankle that could linger through the playoffs.
Gravett now leading 27-13. Ozark leading Lincoln 40-0.
Prairie Grove now with 337 yards total offense. They've given up 94.
Another update on the Farmington score, Zach, was 22-0 still Pea Ridge. So Farmington, I think they had 2 the previous game before. They've gone probably 9 quarters now without scoring.
Yeah, I knew early on that P. Ridge was going to be pesky. Bringing back 19 starters, I knew they'd be good. I didn't think they would be an elite team coming out of the 1-4A.
I was talking with some of the other guys up here, and we feel very strongly. I mean, I know P. Ridge has done well. Ozarks, I'll tell you, they are a really good football team in spite of the fact of a couple of conference losses. And now Eli Lopez again on the tackle on the kickoff. He stops Bryant right at the 25, and so I'm very pleased, Zach, tonight on the kickoff coverage.
It's been a lot better here. It's just over 10 yards per return.
So now
7 returns tonight for 79 yards on kickoffs. So 11 yards a return. That's pretty. That's certainly a huge improvement.
Now with the running clock, we got about 11 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the ball game.
Quarterback.
Beach, nowhere to go. You got Nodier and Reynolds on the tackle.
Yeah, Coach Absher now substituting freely.
Comes big Brandon Lacey into the game. Still got a few of the starters and kind of got a mixture here right now, Zach, on defense. Different quarterback now in for Gentry. The ball handed off to Brown. I think that's Falconberry in there. I made a mistake early on the War Games. It was Falcon, not Falconberry.
Yeah, you were just a smidge off. It's all right.
Third down and let's call it 3rd and 8 for Pioneers. Falconberry, he's the quarterback now. He's going to be close to the first down. They're going to spot him. I think he's short.
36.
Oh, they're going to give him the first down. Approaching the 10-minute mark here in the ball game, Zach, and Prairie Grove just played a sound football game again, and
it's been about what we've seen for 8 weeks now. It's dominating defense, a methodical offense.
If I look back over the season thus far, Farmington was by far the game that was probably the most challenging, and I think that had a lot to do with being a rivalry game. There's Falconberry again. He's going to be brought down.
Get down.
First hit by number 1. Orrin Hacker was the first one to get to him. No gain on the play. He's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
The question is, did Farmington play way above their heads?
Oh, absolutely.
In that week?
I
just based on what we've seen this season.
Either that or I don't know if they've had injuries the past couple of weeks, because that's not the same team that played here a few weeks ago. What a difference a month can make.
A month was, Prairie Grove's defense hasn't given up a touchdown in a month.
And now there's movement on the line.
We're at 16 quarters and running on the scoreless streak.
Ozark has found their groove, and good time to find it as you go into the playoffs.
Yeah, they'll likely be the 3 seed.
There's Falcon. He's just going to go over. He throws. Nice catch.
Who caught that?
That was number 3.
Good catch.
And I don't have a number. I don't have a name with him. I want to give one shout out. One of our always listeners is Charlie Halbert, John Halbert's grandfather down in Russellville. They watch every single week, and we appreciate him. Also want to give a shout out to our East Lab crew, Ethan Sam, Danny Davis, Alicia Finfrock, Dylan Portlock, and Evan Rush. Appreciate them. Shrums will give us an update. Ozark now leading 40-7. So there's Brown with the first down.
Oh,
Fumble on the play.
Prairie Grove's got it.
I think they're going to call him down.
Really?
First down. They're going to say he was down. It's too bad we don't have. We got we got our side camera. We've got that. We don't have the instant replay yet,
Well,
Zach. That's the next.
That's next week.
That's next. Gentry keeps the ball. First down and 10. Ball at the 49. 7 minutes.
I guess
30
42
seconds
to
to
nothing.
go.
We can't really get upset about it.
I know this defense wants to keep
that streak alive.
now to pass.
Oh, look out. Oh, Dalton
and that's
Falk.
Dalton Falk. He's going to catch him back at the 40. That's his second sack of the night. They're going to mark him at the 41, and now
you just got to have a better feel for that. If you're looking the other way, you got to have that clock in your head go off to say, they blitz a lot. I got to get rid of the football, but wow.
Jared Cousins will be back next year for the Pioneers. He's a junior, and he's out of the game now. Now Falkenberry, he is a sophomore. Here he comes again. It looks like Falk's coming again.
Got another
Looks
like a motion.
That penalty is going to back up the Pioneers 5 more yards.
That's 5 on them for 35 yards.
So it's going to be second down and a long way to go. Looks
here to Gentry. They're going to go 5 wide.
We're halfway through the third quarter now, or fourth quarter. Now here comes Falkenberry rolling to his right.
Oh, look at Brandon Nodier.
Nodier.
Nice play.
Back inside the 30.
Great play. Yeah, he's been pretty quiet tonight.
Gentry with 25 carries, 63 yards, 44 yards passing, right at 100, a little over 100 yards tonight. Prairie Grove with over 300 yards offense.
Which, if you take into account everything that's going on this season, getting to 100 is that's a pretty good deal.
Now it's third down in Tulsa to go.
Just keep going. Just go west.
Here comes Reynolds. Throws ball just over the outstretched hands. And number 3, we don't have
a number 3.
We have him on the field, but not on the roster. And fourth down, and now we approach the 5-minute mark to go in the ball game, and Gentry's going to punt with the ball at their own 30.
Who's he sending?
John Halbert.
Uh-oh. You know what that means.
He wants to do something here. Stoufflet into punt. This group right here I don't think knows the play. Halbert with a fair catch. Flag down on the play. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Tigers leading 42-0 with the ball, and I imagine if we don't have a turnover
on Gentry,
he's going to decline that. I would imagine.
Take the ball.
Don't want to take a chance at another punt, someone possibly getting hurt. Legal procedure was the call. It was declined. And now Now 4.5 minutes to go in the game, Zach. And next week's the Gravette Lions, and Gravette has a 27-13. We owe them a few. There's
Schoenfeld. Oh, a good
Schoenfeld.
Good run.
Hey, there he goes. Nice tackle there by number 19, Tyler Easter. Easter's a senior. He's close to the first down. It's going to be just a little short. 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Prairie Grove leading 42-0.
That's 11 Tigers to carry the ball tonight.
Averaging 7.3 yards a carry.
240 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Unbelievable. These numbers just continue to be consistent. It's just one thing to say, well, you know, it's one game.
One game, 2 games.
It's been like this all season long.
It's every week. And they're relentless, especially defensively. They're an absolutely relentless team.
And now Schoenfeld again around the right side. He's going to be caught in the backfield this time. That was Tristan Handy with a nice tackle there on Schoenfeld. Loss of about 4 yards. It's going to be 3 minutes to go in the ball game, and it's third down. If the Tigers could get first down here, Zach, I believe we could pretty much run the clock out with this possession.
I'd like to get that. You got two plays. Landon's coming in.
You know, Landon's got he got the loud shoes on tonight?
He does. You can't tell because of the loud socks.
The loud pink.
Yeah, the loud socks certainly mask
for the
shoes.
recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And there's
Eli.
Eli Lopez, and Eli's got the first down. Nice hard run by Eli Lopez. Gosh, I like the way he runs football.
He's going to have a very, very bright future.
You know, you got him. You know, you got him coming back. You got Bobby Cat. You got Nick Sugg back next year. Still a strong
Colby
backfield.
will be back. Colby's senior.
Colby's a senior.
Colby's a senior.
You got J.D. Speed back next year. Logan Bartholomew back next year. So Prairie Grove still has the defense. I mean, the running backs. Jacob Storley, who's in there now, will be the quarterback next year. Very athletic.
Here goes Eli.
Eli again, now down to 2 minutes to go in the game. Larry's give us an update. P. Ridge 35, Farmington 0.
Wow.
And I am just surprised. That's back-to-back weeks of 70 points.
That's 70 to 0 the last 8 quarters.
You know, if they don't score, that'll be 10 quarters they've gone without scoring. Something has turned awry at Farmington.
You're going to have to put the Mr. Clay in there at quarterback, I think. There's Eli again.
Eli gets inside the 40. Well, we're down to a minute, Zach, and it's, again, we want to thank PG Telco for providing a lot of the servers and things that helps us to do this webcast. We appreciate them. Thank our principal, Ron Bond, and all that he's doing with our East Lab students, and Melissa Burton and our East Lab students who have just been fantastic. And congratulations again to the band for a great week. Congratulations to the football team tonight on another victory.
Things are just kind of rolling along here at PGHS.
And you know, this Tuesday at 6 o'clock from Harrison, a little option play there. There'll be the state volleyball tournament. Zach, will be webcast beginning at 6 o'clock this Tuesday night.
And that should do it.
And that will do it. That'll be another Prairie Grove shutout with 10 seconds to go in the game. There probably won't be another play run.
That's 17 quarters without giving up a point.
Wow. And that's it. And our final score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 42, Gentry 0. Zach, let's just stay here with this. Let's go straight to the stats for tonight.
Well, it's pretty much what you expected. Prairie Grove 358 yards total offense. Gentry 107. That's right about what we've seen all year long. Just a couple of notable performances. Weston Bartholomew, 7 carries, 66 yards, 2 touchdowns. Overall, Prairie Grove ran the ball 38 times for 248 yards and 4 touchdowns, an average of 6.5. And interesting. Gentry, I mean, the numbers fall right in line with what we've expected. They were 7 out of 20 passing for 44 yards. Prairie Grove tonight, 5 out of 10 passing for 110 yards. It was, just about what just
one
about what you
touchdown
expected.
pass to John Halbert.
Yep. Was about what we expected.
Well, Zach, next week we finish up with Gravett. The opportunity for Prairie Grove to complete an undefeated regular season, 9-0. I mean, the Morrilton game was never played, so and that game obviously will not be made up. But opportunity to have an undefeated season makes it special. So next week, I think the Prairie Grove Tigers will want to close that out, stay sharp, and get ready for the playoffs. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. We appreciate all those who have been watching. Again, thanks to PG Telco, to the East Lab students, and Zach, great to have you back again tonight. We'll be back with you Tuesday evening for the volleyball state tournament. And as far as football goes, next Friday night, senior night here at Prairie Grove, this special group of seniors and the opportunity for an undefeated season. For Zach Arns, I'm Lynn Gregson. Thank you and have a great night.